Guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are starting a series in the NCERT class 11 biology, in which we are going to cover all the chapters of biology in NCERT of class 11 and 12 both. If you want a complete explanation in English, then you can comment English in my comment section, or if you want a complete explanation in Hindi, you can also comment Hindi. If you want explanation in other language like Bengali, you can also comment that. Okay, let's start. That our first chapter is the living world. And I also want to tell you one thing, that if you want handwritten notes, then also write in the comment section. So basically, what is the living world and what is biology basically? Okay, biology is whatever we are observing in our surrounding. For example, if we sow a seed in a pot, how it becomes or how it converts into a tree is basically, it is the biology only, right? All the living cells are biology. So what is living? Living organism shows 5 properties. First, growth, second, reproduction, third, metabolism, and then cellular organization. They respond to stimuli and show consciousness. What is growth? For example, like a plant, it is growing and it is growing up to a certain age. For human, it is also there. From a baby, infant to a adult stage, we are growing. The cells are also growing. So what is reproduction? Means, like, reproductions are of two types, as we know: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Metabolism is of two types: cannibalism and anabolism. Cellular organization is there. Metabolism and cellular organizations are defining the features of life. Basically, for us, like, if we are having food, okay, हम जब खाना खाते हैं, the food is getting breakdown into absorbable form or digestible form. That is metabolism. And the cellular organization, like, they are the features of our life. Consciousness, suppose if you are touching on a hot surface, we are suddenly getting that we are feeling that hot or cold. That is the consciousness, and it is an important characteristic of life. Growth is an increase in mass or number of cells. Plant shows a continuous growth due to meristematic tissue. We all know that what are meristematic tissues? Please comment down below. Animals generally grow up to certain age. For example, like we are growing up to 21 or 22. After that, our height doesn't grow, okay? So but the non-living objects, say our notebooks, our pens, and the mobile phone can't grow. Yeah, but you can tell the sand dunes, okay? We have also seen the in desert, हमने रेत का पहाड़ देखा है ना. That रेत का पहाड़ का साइज बढ़ता है, ठीक है. रेत का पहाड़ का साइज बढ़ गया. अभी आप क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो कि रेत का पहाड़ का साइज क्यों बढ़ गया मैम? रेत का पहाड़ का साइज, तो वो तो एक नॉन लिविंग थिंग है ना, वो कैसे बढ़ा? उस पर सैंड, मतलब मिट्टी, रेत, जो रेत है वो आके डिपॉजिट हो रही है. दैट इज़ द एक्सटर्नल एक्यूमुलेशन. तो उससे उसका साइज बढ़ा है, नॉट कि वो अंदर से ग्रो किया. बट फॉर अस ऐसा थोड़ी है कि हम ऊपर से कितने भी सारे कपड़े पहन ले. हाँ, हम दिखते मोटे हैं ऊपर से, बट अगेन अगर हम कपड़े वापस उतार दे तो हमारा वही साइज रहता है. सो वी ग्रो फ्रॉम इंटरनली, नॉट एक्सटर्नली, ओके. देयरफॉर ग्रोथ अलोन इज नॉट अ डिफाइनिंग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ लाइफ. हम ग्रोथ को क्यों डिफाइनिंग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ लाइफ नहीं बोल सकते? क्योंकि नॉन लिविंग चीज़ें एक्सटर्नली तो ग्रो कर रही है ना, ओके. देन रिप्रोडक्शन. सो एसेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन और सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन के बारे में तो हमने पढ़ा ही है. So what is asexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction involves a single parent, okay, like amoeba, binary fission, budding and vegetative propagation. सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन क्या होता है? जिसमें दो पेरेंट्स और गैमेट फ्यूजन का इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो. सो रिप्रोडक्शन इज नॉट एन इंक्लूसिव डिफाइनिंग फीचर. एग्जाम्पल नॉन रिप्रोड्यूसिंग लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म भी है, जैसे स्टेराइल वर्कर बीज. आपको तो पता होगा ना, हनी बीज, स्टेराइल वर्कर बीज और क्वीन बीज. वी विल कवर दिस अबाउट एपीकल्चर एंड व्हाट इज एपीकल्चर इन another video. So next we come to in metabolism. Metabolism is a sum total of chemical reaction in living organism. Means what is the chemical reaction occurring in our body. What is anabolism? Synthesis or building the complex molecules. Like, what is the good example of anabolism? Please comment down. Okay. And catabolism is breakdown of complex molecule, like our digestion. We are having the complex food and it is getting breakdown into absorbable form. So all living organism shows metabolism. Your pen can show metabolism? No. Mobile can show metabolism? No. So they are non-living. So metabolic reaction can also be demonstrated outside living cells in laboratory conditions. So it's a kind of a synthetic environment we are providing for that. Another is a cellular organization and consciousness. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life, as we all know. So single egg is an example of a single cell. So unicellular organisms are bacteria and amoeba. What is amoeba? You all know, like it is a protozoa. What does it cause? Amoebiasis. Like, right? What is amoebiasis? Comment. Please comment down below. Then multicellular organism. So what is multicellular organism? Us. Of course, हम हैं multicellular organisms. Living organisms sense and respond to environmental changes. Yeah, of course they respond. Your mobile doesn't respond to your environmental changes. Human shows a high degree of self-consciousness. Of course we are self-conscious. We can't go and stand under the sun for hours. If we are going outside at summer, we are applying sunscreens, having umbrellas and having all the protections, right? So diversity is in the living world. Earth contains an enormous variety of living organisms. Biodiversity refers to the variety of life forms. Taxonomy is a science of identification, nomenclature and classification. What is taxonomy? Taxonomy is basically science of identification. So for example, the classifications we made, like bacteria is again classified in different forms. That classification we are talking about. Systematic is a diversity along with the evolutionary relationships. Evolving, like we have all know that some of us like discussed, पहले हम बंदर थे, that we are not बंदर. Okay. The evolution we will study in the further chapters in details. Classification makes the study of diversity organized and in easier form. So suppose we are having a lots of information. For example, एक टोकरी में आम है, तरबूज है, खीरा है, टमाटर है एंड सब्जियां हैं, सब कुछ है. तो आप इसको कैसे क्लासीफाई करोगे? आपको इजीली कैसे समझोगे? फर्स्ट क्या करोगे? आप उस टोकरी को लोगे, फ्रूट्स को एक जगह करोगे, वेजिटेबल्स को एक जगह करोगे. ओके, तो ये आपने क्या किया? क्लासीफाई किया, राइट. तो हम लोग जैसे अभी क्लास 10 से हम सब पास हुए हैं सर्टेन. तो पास होने के बाद हमने क्या किया? हमारा एक डिफिनाइट स्ट्रीम डिसाइड हुआ है, आर्ट्स, कॉमर्स, साइंस. एंड साइंस में भी देयर इज़ अ डिवीजन ऑफ कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड बायोलॉजी साइंस. ओके, दैट इज़ PCB, PCMB वी आर हैविंग. सो वी आर क्लासीफाइंग द थिंग्स ताकि स्पेशलाइज टीचर्स जो पर्टिकुलर फील्ड के हैं वो आपको पढ़ा पाएँ. आर्ट्स वाले टीचर साइंस को नहीं पढ़ा सकते, साइंस वाले टीचर्स आर्ट्स को नहीं पढ़ा सकते, वो उनके लिए इनकन्वीनियंट है. सो हम लोगों ने क्या किया, क्लासीफाई कर दिया है स्टूडेंट्स को ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ देयर चॉइसेस एंड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कोर्स देयर मार्क्स, दैट्स प्लेज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल. तो उसके हिसाब से हमने डिवाइड किया है स्टूडेंट्स को. So the taxonomic categories are there, hierarchy is there. So the kingdom, at the topmost kingdom is there, then two division, phylum and division. Phylum is for and division is for. Then comes class, order, family, genus and species. So I have asked something, phylum and division. Phylum is basically used in case of animals and division is used in case of plants. So family includes related genera. So what is kingdom? Basically kingdom is something, you can say the whole world is basically a kingdom. And in this area, suppose a room contains plants and animals, okay, and it is a whole kingdom. For example, just take for example, in phylum we will classify all the animals and in division we will classify all the plants. Okay, families includes the related genera. Class, in a class there are order is also there. When you sit in a class, there is rows are there. We don't sit haphazardly in class. In class definitely row, a definite row is there on which dexes are there and we are going to sit there. Orders are there, so each and everyone is belonging to a different family, of course. Genus and species. Genus and species. So there are particular criteria for writing a scientific name. Okay, we will come to that. Genus comes first, species comes at the last. Okay, genus will starts with the capital word, species will starts with small word. Both are written separately and separately underlined. Okay, separately underlined in italics. When you continue with the science, like when you will do your BSc or MSc if you want, or you will go with your MBBS, when you are going to write in write the scientific name, always follow these rules, because no one will give you marks if you write in a wrong way. Okay, so keep it in mind. So binomial nomenclature, I have already tell you about that. The scientific naming standardized by Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, always remember this name. Each organism has two parts, genus and specific epithet. Example, Mangifera indica, that is the scientific name of mango. Genus begins with the capital letter M. Species epithet begins with a small letter. And see, here we can't use that one, okay. These Mangifera indica, this is separately underlined. It should be separately underlined and written in italics. The genus first word is capital and the species second species word, that is the indica, I should be in a small letter and separately underlined and written in italics. Scientific names are italicized when typed and underlined separately when handwritten. You can't write in italics, right? Everyone has someone have very good handwriting and a bad handwriting, so italics mein likhna is not possible for all of us, right? So taxonomical aid are there. Okay, herbarium. What is a herbarium? Herbarium is something where we write preserved and dried and mounted plant specimens. Like a herbarium is basically, where the plant parts, suppose as leaves, bark, roots, are basically dried and mounted and preserved there. What are the botanical gardens? It is a living collection of plant, right? Botanical garden, Shibpur Botanical Garden is there in Howrah. Okay, the main attraction is the banyan tree over there. Okay, that we don't know the actual what is that actual tana of that banyan tree. It is very old one, right? Museum, we have also visited museum for our excursions and with the parents also. सो म्यूजियम में क्या रहता है? प्रिजर्व्ड प्लांट एंड एनिमल स्पीशीज, एनिमल और प्लांट के स्पीशीज रहते हैं जनरली, मैंने तो एनिमल भी देखे हैं, और मम्मी रहती है बेसिकली, मम्मीज, नॉट आवर घर की मम्मी, दैट इज मम्मीज, दैट प्रिजर्व्ड बॉडीज ऑफ इजिप्ट में जो ये कल्चर था, वी विल टेल इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियोज, राइट। जूलॉजिकल पार्क, अलीपुर जूलॉजिकल पार्क इज़ इन कोलकाता। आई थिंक बचपन में हम सब जू गए हैं घूमने फॉर पिकनिक और सम अदर पर्पस, तो वहाँ पे हमने देखा है जो भी एनिमल्स रखे हैं, दे आर नॉट ड्राई, दे आर नॉट किल्ड, वो लिविंगली, वो एक बेसिकली एक इन्वायरमेंट प्रोवाइड किया है। सपोज स्नेक्स को रखा है पर्टिकुलरली, एलिगेटर्स को रखा है, लायन इज़ देयर, टाइगर इज़ देयर. So the key, basically it is using the contrasting characteristic. Key is an identification tool which is using a contrast and characteristic. Flora, manuals, monograph provide taxonomic informations. So we have done up to this. If you have any doubt, if you want a handwritten note of NCERT, let me know. Comment down below. I will explain you topic wise. In हिंदी अगर आपको चाहिए मैं हिंदी में ही आपको explain करूँगी, but please let me know. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.